Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. I want to welcome all of you to today's edition of the Afridamus Report. Happy Friday to all of you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, because I am. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are back to another topic here. We're going to be breaking down a video that was sent to me by Phil Scott. And who is this Phil Scott? And as you notice, you will see my title say Black American Redneck. What do I mean by redneck? The man do not only sound like a redneck, he is an actual redneck, meaning he's from the country. But now, what does a redneck in America of any color have to do with an African immigrant? Exactly. I have been asking that question too, because you see, this man that we're about to talk about here, he has a channel called the African Diaspora channel. He used to be Phil the Advice Show, large platform. So he said he wanted to be the man to build the bridge between Africa, between Africa and Black America. So he wants to reconnect with his spiritual ancestral land. So I would watch him. I said, this is pretty good. I said, this is going to be interesting, because you see, one thing about me, people, I pay attention. I was raised well. I was raised with common sense. See, I don't have a history where I'm subjugated by anyone, where, coming from a victimhood standpoint. No, that's not me and many other Africans I meet too in this country. They didn't go through that same thing. But now, when you delude yourself, if you want to take your experience, whether it's real or made up or hanging on certain experience, you want to spread that as the marker for everybody. Now, that's going to be very interesting. Long story short, this Phil here, he spends time making news about white people, quote unquote, white supremacy. He believes that white people are superior to blacks, because every encounter between a black and a white person, have you noticed the black person is always the victim? The black person is who things are happening to. Take the same black person versus black person. Now, all of a sudden, they are gangsters. They are killers. They are tough. They can do all this stuff. Have you noticed that? But regardless, Mr. Phil at this channel, he used to be Advice Show. He eventually named it the African Diaspora Show. So, meaning his news channel is dedicated to connecting continental Africans with Black Americans here in America. But also, he talks about white supremacy, like Tariq Nasheed. So, as you know, that mentality is not going to fly with many Africans, because if you believe white people are superior to you and you have white phobia, you're scared of white people, you want to sell that to a group of people who don't see the world that way, it becomes a problem. So these people, they put themselves in this position where they project everything. Everything. Phil speaks as if somebody nominated him to speak on behalf of blacks and Africans when it comes to that. But the guy came from left field where he confused me quite a bit. He said he wants to go to connect with his people. He went to Ethiopia, right? As you can see, it's safe to say the man is not from, his ancestors are not from Ethiopia, but that's where he went. He posted the videos. He was very much welcome there. You know, they had festivals. So pretty much like a tourist, you know, having a good time, received lots of attention, because you see, in America, only the black people who are popular, those are the ones that get attention. But any other black person is just a regular person. And nothing wrong with being regular, ordinary, you see. But when you go to Africa, now they get attention. Now that's a good thing, right? Hey, more power to you. Have fun. But then he goes to Ethiopia. We see it. I said, man, this guy, I swear, I would have thought he would go to Nigeria, because I took him seriously. I was like, no, truly, he wants to encourage black people so they can go find where they came from. But the white supremacy thing, I can never understand, because if you have a platform like that, why do you want to keep lying to your people? Why do you keep trying to push victimhood onto them? First, it was white supremacy, right? A black person can never do anything wrong to a black person. So, but I'm going to allow him to talk, and you guys are going to hear. He's going to use the same exact technique that he uses when he is quote unquote talking about white supremacy or Asians. If it's Asians, Asians are beating up black people too. White people are beating up black people. Everybody's above black people. Now, you, the African, you are the new white supremacist. In fact, this field used to be a part of a group. It's an entire group where these people would meet right here on this internet, talking greasy, talking foul about Africans. They attack your tribe. They know nothing about tribe, right? Because tribe is your ethnicity, your ethnicity. So imagine somebody constantly talking about something they don't know, but attaching negativity to it. Isn't that the true definition of being a white supremacist? Let's just be real. Isn't that the true definition of white supremacy? A white man or a white woman is not coming around you in America talking about tribe. Who is walking around here talking about tribe? Hey, Mr. Wellende, you know, I am from the tribe of Guzumaji. Who is walking around doing that? But you see, because somebody like him, his mind is so corrupt, his mind is so poisoned. He knows that hatred is what sells. So that's what he hangs on to. So when this Tariq Nasheed thing happened, of course, I'm not surprised to see that he jumped on the bandwagon, because it happened before. You guys remember Atkati. Atkati went to the Gambia. She made a video, you know, which people found was, you know, she crossed the line. Um, she was pretty rude in her video. So Rene Marcos, who is a Gambian like myself, set up a petition to Gambians to have her deported, removed out of the country, and be banned. It was this same Phil who invited Rene Marcos to his platform, tried to gaslight her. In fact, I'm going to analyze that video here tomorrow so that you guys can see how he tries to use this quote-unquote white supremacist technique on Rene Marcus. I want to thank you guys for the super chat. KBM said, Phil went to both Ethiopia and Kenya, setting up ambush viewing, not letting Africans know what his real motives are. He's a race hustler for money. You are absolutely correct. Amilka said, a long time coming. I don't agree all the time, but love the show. Thank you. Thank you. So, as KBM said, he went to Kenya and Ethiopia, where he's bringing this toxic idea of hating other people, when in reality, the way you look at people is, hey, you know, Americans is either Black American or white American. But this video that I'm about to show you, you will see how he conveniently chooses to be Black American 1 minute, another minute he is just Black. You can't trust somebody like that. That's being a snake. You can't have real conversation with an individual like that. That individual can only be seen as a joke. This is why this white supremacy talk, racism, all this is going to die. It's on its last leg. Why do you think they are talking about you, the immigrant, now? White people don't care about this whining and crying. Have you seen with Joe Rogan? They try to jump on that. When Joe Rogan, the popular podcaster, is out there bringing doctors who bring different information than what is being pushed down our throat about this quote unquote, you guys know, the Chinese virus. So they all of a sudden they want to get rid of Joe Rogan. They say he has to leave Spotify because they don't want the information to get out there. They've tried medical information, it didn't work. Now they said, let's go with racism. And guess who? Guess who came running? Guess who came running? Black people. India Ari, a former R&B singer, jumped up, tried to talk about racism. But you know what she ended up saying? She said, we should be giving money too. Right then and there. So you are not hurt by this. So this is an opportunity. You guys, you have no integrity. You want to sell your integrity. But you see, there would be Black people that support this. That tells you that you have the same moral principles as India Ari. And then Tariq jumps on it. The same thing, money. They want Joe Rogan's money. They want the white man's money. The money that the white man worked hard for. They want that because they said the man called them the N-word. And then they got upset at a Nigerian, second generation Nigerian from New Zealand, who knew Joe Rogan personally, supported Joe Rogan, right? Now the Blacks are upset. Who the hell are you to give someone a pass to say the N-word? If a Nigerian cannot give anybody the pass, nobody can. The country, the entire country, that's what it's called. Have you been reading? Have you been reading? If a Nigerian cannot give you the permission to say that word, you can't. Nobody can. Their entire country is called that. Go look it up. That's what the country is called. You don't even have your own country that is called that. You don't have it. They do. So it is a childish game that is being played here against you, and it's all misinformation mixed in with hatred. They gaslight you, they try to make you feel like you're related to them. Like that's the stupidest thing ever. That does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's one thing for you to tell me your story, but it's another thing to try to force feed me your story. To me, you are a scammer. And that's what you're about to see here. You know what people like to say? Hypocrisy is, telling people one thing and not doing it. That's not the only one. The real hypocrites are people that say things that they themselves don't believe in. They themselves don't believe in it. But before we start the video, let me give the disclaimer here, and give me a second.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you? Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Niggas hating like hold up. What's the problem? I'm pulled up. Big flex, my swole up. Hard body, they fold up. Shawty say I done glowed up. Double text on my phone up. Fuck with your boy, I'm the man of the year. I'm not a fan of your peers. Serve him a fade on my.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back. Here we have Belasti. Thank you for the super chat. I want to thank all of you for the super chat here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the video with Mr. Phil from the African Diaspora, a man who loves you, the African immigrant, so much. He changed his channel's name and put African there. Okay? Look, all I'm doing is pointing out that which some of you have seen, but never found someone like me that speaks this way. Okay? But you've seen it, and we have to call it out. How can you allow a black redneck to be the voice for, say, Africa? But he goes to where? He wants to go sow his roots in Ethiopia and Kenya. Last I checked, the slaves didn't come from there. But hey, that's neither here or there. Here we go.
By other immigrant groups. Now, he had created a room that said that do immigration benefit Black Americans. It was a simple conversation. He didn't really point at African immigrants. He didn't say Caribbean immigrants. He just said immigration, which means everybody. But for some reason, and I don't know why.
So, guys, just so you know, the conversation is starting off with a lie to begin with. This is the lie many of them are trying to spread. Oh, we just wanted to know about immigration, and African immigrants were pissed off. Oh, because we want to know how, if immigration is benefiting African immigrants. Why don't you go have that conversation with Congress? But he knows the people who are, someone like Tariq, who set this up. For ever since this FBA thing started, Tariq, does Phil want to tell us that he hasn't been hearing what Tariq have been saying about Black immigrants in America, Caribbeans and Africans? He knows about it. He's heard it. He's never made a video and say, hey, hold on, Tariq, you see, I'm trying to build a bridge between myself and Africans in Africa, because I've been to Africa, to Ethiopia and Kenya. I was welcomed. People welcome me, something that we never do for other Black immigrants in America, and none of them are looking for. But yet, you are going to show us your true color. Hate can only produce hate, people. I want you to know this. It's not his fault. It's just a spirit that made a home in him. I'll tell you right now. Fat men Fat men are usually known to be happy, okay? They are known to be happy. I don't know what happened to this one here, but fat men are generally happy. Go watch even sitcoms or in real life. Some of most fat men, they are happier people, generally. But this man sells hate. You would see a grown black man and a little white woman or a little Chinese woman get into it, have an argument, and he would go and make a story that that person was racist. He would go make this story, oh, this person was racist. Oh, you would see a black person, as they're about to do here, they would call white people crackers. We all know this, right? But it's not racist. Okay? It's not racist. But some, 96-year-old white woman gets mad and, calls somebody the N-word. In fact, even if the person was behaving like that, they call the person that. Phil will go make up a story about how racist all the white people are. So it's not that this white woman was pissed off and calling the person for who they really are. You want to take that on as your fight. And the rest of us are seeing this. We're like, okay, what is your news channel about? Is this about promoting black criminals? Like you're the one painting to the rest of the world that what the black community is. You might think you're painting a good picture, but people are seeing things, and they are judging it according to what is being said. This is why it's dangerous to have ignorant, arrogant mouthpiece as your mouthpiece, because they are bringing their own insecurities and dramas into the public sphere, and that he is saying he is the representation of all of you that agree with him. But we do know there are many who are pissed off. They hate America, they hate the white man, they hate the grass, they hate anything. So therefore, if you don't hate the same way, then you are a sellout. In fact, they set up their story and then they use the shaming language to beat you down, to subdue you to what they want you to agree to. I mean, I don't know about you, but to be honest, like, who wakes up every day thinking about white people? I don't. I am surrounded by white people. Okay? The white people I deal with, sure, those are the white people I think about. It's just normal. If you don't believe that nobody cares about you, people are not paying attention to you, go to the mall and stand like at the corner, for instance. No, just watch. See how many people would even notice you. Just see. People are busy with their lives. They're not worried about you. But the way this man, Phil, and others, they present blackness. Because if somebody goes, oh, you don't want to be black? No, dude, you're the one who doesn't want to be black. But you are black. The person you're trying to say is black is not black, because blackness was created by white people. They remove you from a tribe. The people that came, maybe your forefathers were, their ethnicity was tribe. Now they remove that. Now you're just black. You just identify as skin color. So that doesn't mean if every black person in the world identifies that way. The white man created that in America. So now you're going around trying to force feed this on people. Now you see white people there like, no, I'm not black. No, because they're thinking, why doesn't this man want to be black? He is black, but he is trying to force feed blackness on other people. What is going on? That raises suspicion. He's not a good representation for blackness, but he holds himself as that.
Why I thought it was interesting to pay attention to this or even see the results of this on Clubhouse as well. It was a lot of African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants that took more of an issue with it than other groups. It was interesting. Also, what was interesting is the vitriol and the conversations that came out of this and the different things that people say about us as Black Americans. And one thing they kept saying a lot, and which is the title of this video, is that Black Americans are lazy. And I remember just studying.
So I want you guys to remember all his stories. It is always they've discovered some website or some secret place, and I can't believe, you won't believe, I told you all how these white people be talking about us. Isn't that what the story used to be? So now in this clubhouse, again, the Black people are the victims, dealing with Africans. It's interesting what they said about us. It is not interesting everything you guys have said about Africans and Caribbeans all this time. That is not interesting. But the only thing that is interesting is people saying what they say about Black Americans. Let's hear what this is. If he's going to go in detail and tell us, it's like a hit dog gets, will holler. Whatever these people are saying, if you believe it's not true, why waste your time to be mad or start anything over it? Just laugh your way and keep it pushing. But if you're getting butthurt about it, and you hear this everywhere, not from the white man, from everybody, there must be some truth to it. But now the way to fight against truth, he wants to fight against truth. Something that he himself talks about. See, these guys, they have two tongues, double fuck. 1 minute, the same things they are observing and saying, because they would slip up and tell the truth. But that truth that everyone sees, because to them, you see, the truth is one. It doesn't matter who tells it, whether white, black, or blue. But they would put markers. Oh, the person is white. Okay, I get that. But why? Let's deal with what the person is saying. No, the person is white. But isn't that what you said white people used to do to Black people? So you've become what you hated. But now in this day and age, we are seeing you being the one doing this. So you're just silly. So to them, the Africans, Caribbeans are low-hanging fruit in their mind, right? There are plenty of immigrants here in America that come here that have absolutely nothing to do with him, Phil, and others, just like Africans. But you notice, because they've already, that white supremacy racist ship, that's about to sail. White people are not caring anymore. So now this has to be brought to you, the African. You have to be blamed. So if I'm telling you a story, every single, like I tell you a story about 4 different jobs I've had. And I'm like, man, all these jobs, man, I get fired, and you're like, why? I said, because it's white people, man, because they are racist. Like all these jobs, they all firing you for the same thing, but I never do anything wrong. It's just they are racist. That's the explanation. Mind you, they hired me, they gave me the chance, but then they decided, hey, I'm gonna fire you. I'm gonna fire you. I came there, I was so good at the job, and they fired me. That's not the case. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. But what him and many other people do is to use old time conditions and say it in a way that as if that's still ongoing. This is why everything they tell you is pretty vague, because it's not real. Let me see. Philip said, Africa must promote unity, not disunity. We need to work together. Hey, you can do whatever you want. That has nothing to do with me. I'm about the truth. I'm in the truth department. That's what I'm here about. You are free to do whatever you want to do as well.
in history, Black Americans, quote unquote, didn't become lazy until we started working for white people for free on the plantation fields of America. And we know that the white supremacists always try to put this out that, oh, Black Americans are lazy. Black Americans are lazy. And we are the most hardworking people on the planet. We have innovated America and innovated the world.
So you notice he's now trying to say they are not lazy. So he's showing all this, implying that they built it, which we know is not true. Okay? So he's saying, oh, they say we are lazy. You know, we didn't become lazy until what? So what are you saying? You're showing slaves. Slaves didn't have a choice. You notice what he's doing here? He is showing you slaves as if the slaves had a choice. Slaves didn't have a choice. They are talking about today, free American, free people who are free to do whatever they want. But to dampen the conversation, he is going to bring in slavery as usual, to muddy the water, to make the conversation harder. He didn't live back then. I didn't live back then. You didn't. How would we know? So this doesn't even make sense.
World, even some of these people that talk about Black Americans, the inventions that our ancestors have created is in your countries, right? So we were just hearing all these nasty different words being said, and oh, you know, you mad because you know we taking your jobs, and I'm like, I was just floored by hearing all this because many people was asking me what was my opinion on some of this, and I want to give that today. First and foremost, Black Americans aren't afraid of anybody taking a quote unquote job, because if you look at during the pandemic, for instance, Black Americans were the ones that created more businesses than any other group in the pandemic.
You hear this? White people, I hope you're taking note. Phil is letting you know. That means, hey, they've been doing good. All this saying Black people are at the bottom of the economy. They need help. They are behind all groups economically. It turned out it's a lie. According to the Diaspora news, Blacks are in fact ahead of everybody in this pandemic, creating businesses. But let's see, maybe he'll tell us the names of these businesses, what type of businesses they are. Maybe there's an immigrant watching who needs a job. Please, I'll let him talk. Let him tell us these businesses.
We know we actually thrive better when we in adversity. Black Americans don't feel like, well, we need to, go somewhere else because we want a better life. We've never had to do that. And we've had our back against the wall all the time. We've dealt with the whole American government against us. We dealt with the Ku Klux Klan.
The Ku Klux Klan. Really? So, okay, yeah, there was the KKK. But it's just like the Wall Street in Oklahoma, a small place. Now, every Black person in the country, over 40 million, all of a sudden now, these people tell the story as if this would have changed 40 million people's life. So the Blacks that have sense are not talking this way, by the way. But he has a following that believes in what he's saying. Very demoralized people, very broken, and victimhood is not a problem. They enjoy being victims. So the Black people that face the KKK are not him. He is exposing himself. So you're saying it was tough for Blacks, and still they overcame all this. So what is your excuse, you and the others today? Because that obstacle is not there. What is your excuse? The other Black people conquered it. What about you?
We constantly still dealing with these same issues and problems today, and we have never, wavered and stood against it. We never said, well, I need to leave to have a better life. We fought to make a better life right here in America. This is just a testament of Black Americans and our.
Many left the South, went to the North, where it was so much easier. It wasn't like it was the KKK all over America burning. You can go look this up, how many Black people were even victims of the KKK. So this is crazy for someone like him to use other people's actual experience in this way. This is what many of these people are doing. And then turn around and, say, oh, these people are disrespectful. No, what you're doing, that is disrespectful. You should not just go and take other people's, if this didn't happen to your family, I don't think you should be using that, just to win an argument. That is the ultimate definition of disrespect. People, those of us that are from cultured backgrounds, let's be real. Isn't this an abomination for another human being to be doing this? Isn't this corrupt? Isn't this nasty? But he's doing it. And people would clap, yeah. But all lies. All lies. Using other people's experience.
Ancestors. And I told y'all, I believe in Pan-Africanism. I love Black people globally, but I will always stand up and defend Black Americans because that's where I come from. That's, the lineage that I come from. You understand? Just as much as I would expect someone from another place to just take a stand and defend their lineage. Black Americans, in the way we look at things, we look at people as no matter where you come from, you are brothers and you are sisters. But the problem is that what I kept seeing is that failed tribalism, that failed in your.
African, did you hear this? He said, so now he's about to attack your nature. So the failed tribalism. So in all various countries, it is failed. The tribalism is what failed our countries, people. So Africans, I want you to hear this. You realize that this guy, he's going to say, oh, they're disrespectful, but that is the ultimate disrespect. What do you know about people's tribes? This conversation has absolutely nothing to do with tribe. So this is why you got to be careful about people like this, because all he can see is dissent, corruption, lies. So he's saying that you are bringing tribalism here. So in his mind, tribalism is negative. He thinks he has power to exert the same power as the KKK did 100 years ago. He thinks just like those people. If you're about to, if you can't win the argument, attack the person's nature, attack their nature. But let's let him tell us what he knows about tribalism. Let's let him tell us.
Countries, because it doesn't work.
And those of you that are talking about unity, oh, Afridamus, you're here to divide. Mind you, he made this video. Some of you, I know it's hard for you to even sit one day and not be a hypocrite, but that doesn't fly over here at the Afridamus Report. The truth shall set us free and the truth shall be told. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Let's go.
It's failed. You want to bring that failed tribalism here. Black people always looked at you as our brothers and sisters, no matter where you come from. But when you come here, and I brought this up to the Ethiopian council I spoke to not too long ago, you come over here and you separate yourself. You say, oh no, I'm only going to stay over here with my people.
So if you come to a country, who should you stay with? So you guys remember there were other Black people going around saying, because when the Africans say, you guys are always going begging people to accept you, they say, no, that's not what we're doing. But Phil is saying here. So a new person, an immigrant coming to America, they would be getting picked up by someone they know, their family, whatsoever. Yeah, they get picked up. They go where their people are, mingling with them. How are they going to be interacting with you? What are you offering them? What programs do you have? So he's not making any sense. All he is doing is he is just jumbling things up, talking about tribalism, and you are right, trying to make it sound like that's being a gang member. Then he jumped onto, oh, I went to the Ethiopian council. You guys come here. You say I don't mingle with black people. Where are these black immigrants that you are talking about? Mind you, there is about only 3 million Africans, immigrants in this country. I'm talking about combining people from different countries, and you have 40 million black Americans. How are you able to notice these Africans that you are dying so much, to come be with you? You guys remember I told you about the victim mindset? Isn't this the same thing they did with white people? Isn't this the same stories he tells us, and he calls it white supremacy? Oh, the white men, they run away. You're telling me America is so racist. I look over the border, people are doing whatever they can to come here who are not white. And you are not leaving. The country is so racist, you are not leaving. You're just complaining. If you want me to believe this, leave. And of all places, he went to the Ethiopian embassy. When he left, they probably laughed. They're like, poor guy, suffering from identity crisis. Shouldn't he be going to the Nigerian embassy for this? But he went to the Ethiopian embassy because he looks more like Nigerian. I mean, it would have made sense. Oh, he goes to the Ghanaian embassy. But he goes to the Ethiopian embassy. So now you're talking with Ethiopians who, by the way, they would stantly deny ever dealing in slaves in the transatlantic slave trade, especially. Okay, cool. Which they were not a part of it. They deny it as they should. But now here comes somebody who comes from the people who were slaves, talking about calling Ethiopians my people. If I'm Ethiopian, I'll be like, hell no. Nah. Because if I claim you as my people, that means later you can come and claim this reparation talk you like to talk. You can claim to say we were part of the slave trade, when in fact we were not. You see? So you cannot, this is the rest of the world is not America. You cannot just reinvent yourself out of thin air. You can't just get up one day and say, I'm this, I'm Indian. And then you argue with people, you wake up, you say, I'm a dinosaur. In America, people would say, sure, but other places, and even you would pass laws and tell people to see you that way. The rest of the world, we don't operate that way. If you go to Ethiopia talking about this when you left, I bet you they laughed, as they should. As they should. If you truly want to connect with your people, go to the Nigerian embassy. You know what I think this is? This is still the same Nigerians they brought from years ago. And now they are beefing with the new Nigerians. That's what it's looking like. Because a word that they use, they say akata. I've been accused of, you guys call us akata. I say, what the hell is a akata? The blacks themselves had to explain this to me. So you mean to tell me you are too lazy to learn the countries in Africa? So you're just going to blanketly, any African you see, you're going to say, oh, you call us akata. Dude, I'm from Kenya. What the hell is akata? We speak Swahili. Oh, I'm from Gambia. You talking akata? Dude, we don't talk. I don't speak, that language. What are you talking about? But this is who the black news anchor is. So I can blame the black people that he's misleading with these videos. This is why we got to call them out. So those of you that are saying, oh, Afridamus, you're creating disunity. I am not. Because when this man sits there and lie on Africans, spread misinformation about Africans, and we shouldn't call that out? Come on, man, people. That's not what unity is. We have to unite based in truth. And I've been waiting. What are we uniting on? I've asked this question. Nobody could answer it. Look, if you want to go to Africa, man, go to Africa. You don't need to pretend to say, oh, I'm here, going there to visit my people. They're not waiting. Just go and have fun. Go live your life. That's how other people like us, that's how we did it. We want to come to America. We just came. I don't need to pretend to say I'm here to save white women. That's not, I don't need to say all that. All I got to do is come to America and handle my business. You do the same thing. But when you start saying, oh, looking at other people instead of looking in that mirror, now that becomes a problem. Phil is nothing but a redneck. He's nothing but a redneck. That's the truth. This man could be spending his time wisely if he looks in the mirror. Have you guys ever seen somebody who they are fat from head to toe? Even their ear is fat. Phil could be spending time in the gym. I'm not trying to beat him down, but I'm just speaking truth and made videos about this. Do you know how many lives he would save? But he's not doing that. He wants to talk about, quote unquote, tribalism. He wants to go to the Ethiopian embassy because, you know, he's originally from Ethiopia, right? To let them know, look, my relatives that are coming, the new relatives that are coming to America, they do not want anything to do with us. Sir, did you put anything line up for them? So when they come, they would be enticed and come see you? No, they just go see the white supremacists because the white supremacists got the money. Okay, well, that makes sense to us. Thank you.
I'm not going to interact with Black Americans. Why you don't want to interact with Black Americans? Why? You coming into a new country and you don't want to interact with the people that's been here? That's like me. I don't go into no African country and say, I'm not going to talk to them. I'm going to go find the Black Americans to stay over here. I don't want to know nothing about them. That's silly and asinine. To be honest with you, it's very silly. But
I agree. But you know, Phil, yeah, to say I'm not going to talk to no Black Americans, I agree. That is silly. I mean, I'm being sincere. If any African that's doing that, you're just limiting yourself. But Phil, are you telling the truth here? That's the question. Why would somebody go around talking about, I'm not dealing with Black Americans? Why don't you tell us the type of Black American that even other Black Americans are not dealing with? Why aren't you pointing out those are the people that these other people are not dealing with as well? See, when it comes to doing good or bad, it has absolutely nothing to do with race. It has absolutely nothing to do with race. But why does he want the Ethiopians especially? Why does he want them to mingle with him so bad? What's the obsession with the lighter Africans? Have you noticed that too? The lighter Africans, the Horn Africans. It's like, hey, the obsession with that skin color. If it's not Mexican, because hey, back in the days, you know, before it was Ethiopians and Somalis, the Mexicans were also called Black. I guess that's when he married one to pass her off as Black. But now it's Ethiopians, Somalis, and of course, Nigerians, because Nigerians, you know, how can they not talk about them? They are popular. So, of course, Nigerians.
a lot of you have done that. You come here with this tribalism. You know, Nigerians come here, you do the same thing. You separate yourself. Somalis, you come here, you separate yourself. Okay? I'm just naming a few.
I'm just naming two. I'm just naming a few. Oh, you mean the two you want to talk about, the Nigerians and the Somalis? Just say it. Because the Nigerians and the Somalis are the ones that came in those spaces and gave you guys the work. And gave you the work. Just say their name. Don't pretend like It was a coalition of African countries that met. But you know what? Nigeria and and Somalia, they formed this pact to come and attack. To come and attack, when in fact that is not true. So just talk about them. But now he's about to cry victimhood from the Somalis and the Nigerians. Black people, think about it. Those of you that listen to Phil gaslight you, please listen to this and ask yourself, how is this helping you, to be honest? Like, how is this helping you? He is making you look like a fool, like you're some victim that needs to be taken in by new immigrants just because they are black. He's doing this on your behalf. He's doing this on your behalf. This is very shameful. So Africans, it's clear to you now that, right? Remember when talking about business investment? So there is no investment. The man wants to be taken in, especially by the Ethiopians. By the Ethiopians. This is wild.
You separate yourself. You don't want to be interacting with Black Americans. If that's not you, if you never did that, I'm not talking about you. So don't email me with your hurt feelings. But what I'm saying is,
dude, you guys are the ones that got your feelings hurt. You couldn't stop talking about the Somalis. Watch, before this video ends, he's about to give us the synopsis of the the African contingent, Somalia, the Somali representatives who were online. Yeah, he's about to tell us how he felt about them, how they made him feel.
some of you come into this country and then you want to get on team white supremacy too. I've seen that. You want to get down with them. There have been people that came in, and even other immigrant groups that said that the white folks said they prefer y'all over Black Americans. I know why they prefer you over Black.
So you're getting on team white supremacy, but now he's saying, oh, the white people say they prefer. The white people say they prefer. You notice the language you used? So that means you are jealous that the white person prefer this certain type of worker. So first you claim you want to argue it, but then you say, I know why. Hey, this man and many other, they can read minds. They can read minds also. Have you noticed that? They know what's in white people's mind and their hearts, and now they know what's in your mind and your heart. But somehow they continue to beg the white man. Wouldn't you be able to see if the white man is ready to give up the money or not? Because you're a mind reader. But tell us why the white man, quote unquote, picks the immigrant, according to you. So this is about jobs, right? So you are mad that the white man is picking somebody else, a better worker, over you. The white man is picking the Mexican, is picking the Indian, is picking everybody. But the Caribbean and the African, how dare you pick them? How dare you pick them? I will have to protest against that. Shouldn't he be mad at the white man? Isn't the white man the one paying? The white man is the one that set up his company. He wants his company to prosper. So now you are mad at the quote unquote African for that. In fact, look, I live in Whiteville. I've been around white people. I've never heard a white person say this. Do you know that's illegal in the United States? I've never heard a white man say this. But hey, he's saying this. That is literally illegal. And white people are very careful. They follow the law. Have you noticed you're not seeing the white man throwing the N-word openly? Because there's repercussions. A black man, you notice black man, black woman, they call the white man cracker. Nothing comes of it. White people don't even care. It doesn't even, they don't care about it. So the same thing, they went on that space, they fought there with the Somalis, they said all that stuff, and the Somalis fired back. They moved on, they don't care. But many of them are still hurt over what they heard. So that's why he's making this video. As if Tariq never did anything. Ever. I'm not sitting here saying this is a tit for tat thing, but you cannot throw mud without getting your hands dirty. You can't just throw mud and then go wash your hand as if, no, you threw the mud, you know, and in the process, you're going to get your hands dirty. That's just the way of the world. You know, if you don't get along with quote unquote saying African immigrant, leave them alone. They're not here for you. You didn't set up the company that you're talking about for them to come work in. You're there as a competition and they pick the best worker. What's wrong with that? That sounds like you're jealous, but he's going to say he's not jealous. Let's hear him tell us how he is not jealous when he is in fact jealous like many.
Black Americans. I can tell you why. It's not that you work harder. It's that when they look at you, they have no guilt and shame towards you because they didn't put your ancestors in Jim Crow. They didn't enslave your ancestors that come from, they didn't. At least I'm talking about the ones here. If you come from the Caribbean or African countries, they didn't do that. But when they look at Black Americans like myself, we know who they are.
So they are picking the Africans, according to him, because the white man is not going to feel guilty. So white man is just walking around here, you know, feeling guilty, saying, God damn it, we enslaved these people. This is what he wants you to believe. I can assure you that is in fact not true. Okay? No white man is walking around here thinking about slavery. He just, you know, pulled this out of the hat. He somehow is. So Caribbeans were enslaved too. Don't you think the white man would feel some type of guilt hiring them too? The white man, present day white man, went to Somalia and bombed Somalia to stabilize Somalia. Don't you think they would be feeling more guilty hiring a Somali, seeing them? Oh, my government, which you're part of, you're Black American, your government participated in destroying these countries. But somehow you want to remove yourself from being an American. But when you talk of American achievements, oh, we fought in every war. You mean like in Libya, in Somalia, even in Niger, you know, where there's an undercover operation to go there to fight black country. Remember when they killed the black man during Trump's term? And they try to, shameless people, they try to racialize that in America. When here is a black soldier, you saying we're united. How do we know you are not being used to infiltrate? Like they would somehow in Niger, the US operation there, they had plenty of black soldiers. One even died. So they tried to say, oh, it's racism. But this man didn't care that he was going to a black country to dominate a black country for a white imperial country, because that's where his, you know, his loyalty is. So 1 minute, you know, you cannot say you're not American when you're American. When America conquer places, guess what? Any resources they take from there, you, me, and everybody is benefiting from it as long as we live here. I mean, especially you that is born and raised here, because you eat more food than most of us. So you are definitely benefiting than most of us. Let's just call it what it is.
And then they owe a debt to Black America. And every time they get around us, they feel guilty because they know that. They don't feel guilty when you're around. And because you don't have the concept of race where you come from, you just think, oh, well, I don't know what they're tripping about that racism, and I don't know about all.
Oh, so just like I can say, yo, you don't have the concept of tribe. So the game that you're playing, the racial game you're playing, You are not even sure of what game you're playing. So therefore, you want to invite other people. You are not even winning this game. You have no strategy of winning this game. So people who are minding their own business, living their life, oh, you don't understand this race game. Hey, cool. You continue understanding the race game. Allow the dumb Africans who don't care about this racial game, according to you, let them also live their life. May the best person continue to live in peace. But this is not Africans sitting on YouTube crying, saying, accept us. Accept us. You don't understand tribalism. You should accept us. It is not Africans doing this. If it's not white people accept me, now it's Africans. Now it's Africans. If black people want Africans to unite with them and accept them, Phil, just say this. There is no need for all this. Just say it. But to pretend like you are African, and then when the truth come out 1 minute, oh no, I'm American. You guys remember some of those that went to African countries? You guys remember? Oh, they were African. And then all of a sudden, when things didn't go their way, they are American. They are American. So don't play that game with me. I would point it out. Plain and simple. But let's continue.
And you know what I'm saying? It's foreign to you. Instead of getting a thorough education into it, some of you come over here and you want to side with the white supremacists. So the reason why a lot of black Americans now are saying, okay, I'm going to appreciate black America.
You see, he is not explaining how you, quote unquote, the African, you are siding with white supremacy. You're the one that's been living with the white man all this time. You're supposed to understand the white man. If you say this is so bad, you should be able to have precise explanation to us as to what to look for. But if we have to learn for ourselves, and everything we're seeing and learning is debunking what you are saying, and what you're saying, there's no progress in it for me or other immigrants, why would they want to adopt this? Why? Why do you want to force people to learn your way? Talk about being broken. Talk about being a victim. Why are you trying to force your way on other people? This is not the American way. Look, we didn't come here to be forced. We came here to live the American dream. The Constitution, we are free to be Americans. Okay? So go find the people you get along with. Go find the people that are Africans. Online, you would find who have bought into your white supremacist story. You could definitely find these people. There are people who are into it. But you notice, you are constantly, you want to go force yourself on people who don't want anything to do with you. You will just continue living in pain. You always want what you can't have. And it's sad. It's like a bipolar thing. You hate Africans, but you love them. You hate them. We don't want to deal with that. Nobody has time for this.
I want to appreciate our tribe, because I was noticing too in that conversation, everybody can appreciate their tribe and where they come from, but the moment black Americans say it, oh, it's xenophobic. Why is it xenophobic? Well, no, so I know why it became xenophobic to you, because the moment black Americans do the exact same things that's going on in some of these African countries with the tribalism, you know good and well what's going to come.
Why don't you name these countries in Africa where these tribalisms are going on? This man is spreading false news. Guys, you know how tribe thing is sensitive in Africa. Imagine this guy shouldn't be allowed in places like Rwanda. He is toxic. He is poison. This man is over here trying to disparage, trying to make it seem like being from a tribe, that's a bad thing. Your nature. This man is a hateful man. I'm just telling you. He's filled with hate. It's like he wants to be African so bad. But since he can't be African, why don't I attack them? If you don't want anything to do with African tribes, you think is toxic, why even waste your time? But we know that's not the case. You're just being hateful. That's all.
I'm out of that. You know, all that, well, we all one people, let's fight together, that's gonna end. We're gonna close off all the resources. We're gonna start identifying, say, okay, well, since we're so lazy, you go build an institution then. Don't go to the institutions that Black Americans have built. And when I make these videos myself, like I say, watch, I'm gonna get some emails, brother. I don't know why you talking that way. I'm shocked that you talking that way. I'm shocked you talking that way. And I'm gonna also tell you another thing. And I've said this before, I will say it again. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with some, not all. I don't know what it is with some Nigerians. Why?
Guys, you notice the Nigerians. So the Nigerians are always in the midst. Okay, always in the midst. Nigerians are getting accused. 1 minute they are pandering, another minute the Nigerians are dropping truth bombs. But let's find out what the Nigerians did this time around.
Why you got a bug up your behind about Black Americans? Because out in those rooms, I noticed you had more vitriol for Black Americans than in any other group. Why? We didn't do nothing, y'all, in Nigeria. We're not the British.
Yeah, but you're American. Your government destabilized Nigeria. You know, those shell companies, those are American companies. They are destabilizing Nigeria. So for you to enjoy your American privilege, so yes, your country did something to Nigeria. They are destabilizing Nigeria. So let's just keep it real. Your government, the United States of America, is benefiting by destabilizing it. This is the truth.
We didn't colonize you. We haven't took a thing from Nigeria. Not a thing. We have imposed sanctions on Nigeria. Never.
The United States has, and you are a U.S. citizen. Yes, you have.
We never took your oil from you, your gold. We never brought arms to your country.
Yes, you did all this. Your government did all this. Plus more. What are you talking about? So you notice, this is what I'm saying. When you're ignorant and arrogant, you will be even telling on yourself and not even knowing. What do you mean? Yes, you yourself didn't take it directly, but your representative, your government did. And everything you're saying you didn't do, they have done and continue to do.
How do you think Boko Haram is getting all the guns? Where do you think they're getting them from?
The CIA.
They're not getting them from Black Americans. Then some of you come over here, get involved with politics, and you want to be a...
I'm pretty sure they do have some agents who are Black American. So now all of a sudden there's no Black American in the American government. Is that what he's trying to tell us? Is that what he is trying to tell us? So let's just keep it real. No man can exist today without being a part of a country. Even the island of Kiribati is a country. It's tiny, but it's a country. So when it's convenient, you are just Black. Okay, I understand you're Black, but what country are you from? What country are you from? In case if Phil hasn't noticed, in America, they have only 40 million Black people. The reason why those 40 million Black people are a lot more popular is because of they are benefiting from this white supremacy that you are criticizing. When America conquers these countries, the prestige that America has trickles down to all America's citizens. That's the truth. So indirectly, yes, you've done a lot to Nigeria by paying taxes
against Black Americans. How would you feel? See, when we speak about this, you get mad. How would you feel if a big group of Black Americans go to Nigeria right now and y'all protesting against SARS and we like, what they're protesting for? I mean, they should just stop, obey the law. Like, what's wrong with SARS?
They say silly things like this. Don't say it. I'd like to see that happen. Take your group, go to Nigeria, see Nigerians. It doesn't have to be SARS. they majority they are protesting against something, go against them. Let's see how that would go. I would love to cover that story. Why would you do that? That doesn't even make sense. It's like Tone Talk said, oh, they wouldn't even let us go to Nigeria. I can go to Nigeria and apply for DACA or go to college. If you want to go to college to Nigeria, by all means, hop that flight. I bet you they would accept you just like that. If you think that would be a come up for you to leave the whole United States of America to go to college in Nigeria, be my guest. Go ahead, do that. But these people, they say things that doesn't even make sense. So that serves because the Nigerians, they saw that social media they were talking about Black Lives Matter. They hop on it online, and then they are standing up to this SARS group. They didn't ask for your help. Because a couple of Nigerians disagree with you, now all of a sudden that's every Nigerian. This is how some of these people think. It's rather silly.
SARS just trying to do their job. And if they would just follow the law and comply with SARS, then SARS wouldn't do nothing to them. They're just criminals. They don't want to work because they're being lazy. You know good and well, all of you would gather up Black Americans and throw them on the first plane out of Nigeria. You know it. But you could come over here and be against Black Americans? Then on top of that, and I brought this up before, y'all calling us Akata and all of that. Don't marry the Akata. Don't be around those Akatas. Listen, we know that already.
So again, it's always people not accepting us. You call us this, you call us that. When will you have the pride and not always be the one looking like you're begging other groups? Like, this is crazy, literally. Like, he's just downgrading himself, not even knowing. Oh, you guys don't want to marry us. Hey, if a Chinese, for instance, don't want to marry me, for instance, if I were interested in Chinese, it's like, oh, I don't marry black Africans. I'm not gonna be mad, or their daddies against that. I'm not gonna be upset, as he should. He should want his, grandchildren to look like himself. People have this right, people have these instincts. But what, you don't have your own women? You want to go marry the Nigerians. So I thought it was all the Somalis and Ethiopians. The Nigerians have also shut the gate. I didn't know this. This is wild. I would think he would be accepted. But now he's making it seem like, even what he's saying, I don't believe this. Don't go with it. But either way, I'm going to analyze it just like I've seen it. I believe here in America, I've seen more Nigerians with Black American coupled up than any other Africans. I might be wrong, but I believe that's what I have seen. But not according to Phil. They've shut that gate. Do not marry the Akata, according to him. Let's go.
We know it. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't ever say that. I didn't accuse you of saying that. But there are some of you got to admit, some of y'all do say that. Some of y'all got some nasty things to say about Black Americans. Well, Black Americans are gangbangers or something else.
But they are, not all of them, but most of the gangbangers are Black American. So they wouldn't be lying if they say this.
I kept hearing an overall theme about, like, are you serious? Let me talk about this for a minute. We ain't got no Al-Shabaab here.
Because Al-Shabaab is an actual trained militant group. Like, why would you have Al-Shabaab here? Why would the United States allow that? So now he wants to believe Somalis support Al-Shabaab, not realizing the difference between an actual militarized group who have an agenda, they are fighting for something, versus just a mere gangbanger who, because, he lives with his baby's mama, who pays the bill, he drives around every day, smoking weed, selling drugs, every now and again, shoot at some of his rivals, miss and hit some baby. That's not Al-Shabaab. These people have an entire system goal. So So you see, when you bring this type of silly talk to places like this, people would have to point things out. He is comparing Al-Shabaab. Oh, we don't have that here. Of course, you're not gonna have Al-Shabaab here. Why would you?
We don't have, listen, Pookie and Ray Ray is not kidnapping a school full of girls and forcing underage girls to marry them in the woods.
Well, but they are pimping them though. That is very common. I'm pretty sure. I've worked in a prison before. I have seen plenty of Pookies and Ray Rays who went down for, guess what? Trafficking and pimping young black women. So what are you talking about? Yes, they do it. And there are many that have had kidnapping charges. So you are comparing Pookie and Ray Ray to actual terrorists. And he's right. You know, in I don't know about other state, but the state where I live in here, they would sometimes, this gang activity, they would be hit with terrorism charges. They would get hit with it. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. That's why, in fact, I'm going to analyze a video where he interviewed Rene Marcos. It was laughable. It was laughable. He was there trying to lie to Rene openly. How can you tell me you love every black person? I'm a new black person in America, and you recommend Southside Chicago to me? Come on, you don't love me. You're trying to get me killed. Let's just be real. So that's what he's trying to do here. He is using Black America's worst as the comparison. He's the one doing this.
Somewhere. Pookie and Ray Ray ain't never done that. Never. Pookie and Ray Ray is more dangerous to themselves than people that live around them, but they're not doing that, okay? They're not. Pookie and Ray Ray not going on the highway and just abducting random people off the highway, okay, and then making them call their family and holding them for ransom to get some money. Pookie and Ray Ray not doing that.
Pookie and Ray Ray are now saints. Pookie and Ray Ray are in the hood giving out cookies. In fact, Pookie and Ray Ray, they do not shoot and miss. Pookie and Ray Ray are doing turkey drive right now in the hoods as we speak. Pookie and Ray Ray do not commit crimes. Pookie and Ray Ray on Valentine's Day, they were going around passing flowers while Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab are shooting at people. The women came to Al-Shabaab looking for Valentine's Day flowers. They were shooting at them. Pookie and Ray Ray, they were giving the women flowers and chocolate. This is the type of thing Pookie and Ray Rays are known for. Is that what this man wants us to believe? But okay. All right.
What are you talking about? Like you really listen. I'm the wrong guy to go down that path with, because I will walk you. I would dog walk you down that path.
He is so smart. I mean, the man is genius. He would walk you like a dog at the dog park. The man has got everything under control. You African, you Somalis, and you Nigerians especially. You Nigerians running around here talking about, you're not going to let people marry. No, Akata is going to marry, your Nigerian women. And you Somalis, you better get Al-Shabaab under control. Get them to start behaving like Pookie and Ray Ray. Maybe that would bring peace to Mogadishu. You guys heard it here from Phil. Please encourage Al-Shabaab and Boko Haram to start behaving like the Pookies and Ray Rays of Chicago. That would help bring peace in these countries. Are you kidding me? Is this man serious? This is why I like breaking videos down. Because when you're just listening, you're not seeing the things I'm pointing out here. He's not making sense. He's like all over the place, being vague, getting mad. He talked about the job. He talked about all this because he said the Somalis said and the Nigerians said, Black Americans are lazy. Why are you so mad? If you don't believe it, just let it go. Just let it go. 500 homicides in Philly last year. Exactly. I bet you Al-Shabaab did not kill 500 people last year. I don't know, but I would go on a limb and say that. So what is this guy talking about? This is who your news is. He is telling you these people who are causing havoc in these neighborhoods are not really doing this, just so he can feel good. That's what he's telling you. This is crazy.
And every time, and one thing I can tell you about black folks globally, you never really want to hear no one getting at you about your wrongdoing. All of you, no matter who you are. But you can't come in this country and be disrespectful. Because because the ones who think they're better than Black Americans, if you're so much better, well, go be better where you come from.
So I knew it was coming. You guys are disrespectful. You think you're better. How do you know this person think they are better? If somebody think they are better, let them think that. Why do you feel a complex? Why do you have inferiority complex about yourself that you care that somebody said, I mean, according to you, because it's a feeling, right? Feelings are not real. You can interpret feelings any type of way you want, any type of way you see fit. That's on you. So you're accusing these people of saying they think they are better. How do you know this? How do you know this? But what he's trying to do is to paint you as that white supremacist. Because this guy wrote a book, because that's what they would do. They would write a book. Imagine getting your advice from him. How to avoid white supremacy. How to avoid white supremacy. Yeah, he is going to tell you how to do this. But he cannot even articulate anything in detail what these people have done. He said we built stuff. He hasn't told us what they built. It's crazy.
Go be great there. Go be great there. That's the only thing I'm saying. Be great over there.
So you don't want them to be great here because they think they're better than you. The Chinese and others, other Russians and other immigrants, I'm pretty sure you would say they think they're better than you. Why don't you tell them to go back to Russia and be better there than you? Oh no, but you know that the Africans, the Caribbeans, the immigrants, maybe you see them and admire them. And then you formulate it in your head, just like you did with white people, saying white supremacy. Oh, I bet you these white people think they are better than me. And then you go on your channel and start saying these things. Repeating, being a victim and keep repeating it is exhausting. It's exhausting and it's just crazy. But there are many, many people who are addicted to this.
It doesn't make no sense that you would come over here, because this is going. I'm warning you ahead of time. What's coming down the pipe is Black Americans. You got a new group of Black Americans. I'm warning you. They gonna circle their wagons with you. You're gonna be out here by yourself, and then you're gonna be crying about, well, why I'm by myself? I'm being attacked all over the place by these white supremacists.
Did you guys hear this man contradicting himself? I thought he went to even the Ethiopian Council to let them know the people are not mingling with them. Some you guys want to be by yourself, away from us. You would be by yourself and the white supremacists would come after you. Wouldn't that mean the immigrants have already, at this point as we speak, have been on their own? So So, last year before last, man, ever since you started your channel, he didn't remember to remind us about how the white supremacists might attack us. But now he's going to warn us. We want to be by ourselves like we've always been. Now is the time that the white supremacists are going to come attack. But what does he really want from the immigrants? He didn't say. He didn't say. He's not telling us what he wants. So he's warning you, you will be here by yourself and you will be getting attacked by white supremacists. But I thought the immigrants are already by themselves. What is going on here? He's not making sense. That's my point.
And nobody's helping me. But remember, you chose that life. You chose that. When you came here and you separated yourself from Black Americans into your own little areas and neighborhoods, and you didn't want to interact and you don't want to break bread, what do you think is going to happen?
He wants to be invited in to come and eat some injera. I get it. I mean, Phil, just say that. I mean, come on. So now he's saying, now, even though you guys been living on your own, doing your own thing, now that, I'm saying this, now you better be careful. White supremacists, they're going to come attack you. White immigrants of any color in this country, I can assure you, white people are the least groups they are worried about. That I can tell you. Thank you, KBM, for the super chat. He said, he cannot fight racism with racism. It never worked in history. He is one of the biggest racists on YouTube. In addition, he said, the Kenya police don't carry guns. Ha ha ha. Okay. Yeah, this is true. I mean, bottom line is what they call racism. That's just hatred. Period. People showing their hate, hiding behind something else. If it's not tribe, it's going to be color, height. People are just going to make up stuff to hate people for whatever reason. Whatever reason. So, Phil, I think he wants to be the leader of Africans all over, and it's not working. It's not working. Because you cannot just force yourself to be something that you are not. It's just the truth.
You get in positions of power. Winsome Sears, Jamaican. Well, slavery is such a long time ago. When they have slavery in the Caribbean, why a Caribbean person would even say anything about slavery at all? But this,
he's not making sense again. So he's talking about a candidate, a lieutenant governor in Virginia, Jamaican, who came here. She's the lieutenant governor there. She won. So the woman said slavery was in the past, was a long time ago. Was the woman lying? It's a long time ago. That doesn't mean that it didn't exist. That doesn't mean she's saying, people should forget. Mind you, this woman is from Jamaica. From Jamaica. Her ancestors, it's safe to say, they were slaves themselves. So just like the Nigerians cannot give permission to somebody to use the N-word when their country is named after that. And now a Jamaican whose people were slaves, they came from slaves. Now that person, he doesn't want her to say anything about slavery. He doesn't want her to say anything about slavery because you see, if you say slavery is a long time ago, now the white people will know it. They didn't know it. You brought your loud mouth here and telling them that it was a long time ago. We all know it was a while ago. We all know this. We all know it. But Phil is mad. So that woman, because white people shined light on her, That's when they pay attention. As black person, most black people that talk this way, they don't care about any other black person until white people give that person clout. That woman is a Republican. In Virginia, most black people are not Republicans. This man lives in Texas. Why is he even concerned about that woman? She doesn't belong to the political party that most blacks support. She's a Republican. That means mostly white people voted her in. Let white people worry about that. You go worry about the people you voted for. But no, his jealousy will not let him. Let's see who else he has.
This is the things that we get. We get a Jamaican being a freaking lieutenant governor speaking against slavery. Instead of being on code, say, hey, we all black, we dealt with slavery, colonization. Hey, we on code with that no matter where we come from. They're going to keep calling out all these different, and we notice a pattern with the.
He's going to just walk past that. The woman, he said, the woman said slavery was a long time ago. How did that become, what he is trying to make it out to be? And they like to say, oh, be on code that we are all black. You don't think she knows this? You don't need to walk around telling people, what makes me laugh is those people that get up and say, as a black woman, as a black man, but mostly it's the black women that, as a black woman, I'm like, we can all see it. Like maybe Rachel, that's why it's easy for people like Rachel Dolezal to exist, because you have to come on stage and keep reminding people, as a black woman. Why do you need to do that when we could see? But in his head here, he cannot accuse the woman of anything. The woman said slavery was a long time ago, which is true. If I was descended from slaves, I wouldn't want somebody to come here in 2022, almost 23, trying to constantly tell me about that, treating me like, I'm still a slave or I was born in slavery. Like, that doesn't make sense. It's like somebody coming trying to talk about colonialism. Like some of them that tell, oh, colonialism, you guys were colonized. I laugh. I'm like, I wasn't even born. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I wasn't even born. What's that have to do with me? When I was born, African countries from my part of Africa, including mine, was free years prior. So what are you talking about? So you can't shame the person with that. So even to say slavery was a long time ago is disrespectful and an insult to someone like him.
The white supremacists, they want a black immigrant because I noticed y'all a little bit more easily controlled. Y'all assimilate more into white supremacy. Y'all want to assimilate into white supremacy. Black Americans don't.
So you black immigrants, you're easily controlled, whatever that means. I don't know what we are supposed to be doing. Here's the thing. He has a plantation thinking. He thinks it's like if you're enslaved on a plantation for so long, you think everyone else that you see that have your skin color is also a slave. So the white man should be controlling them. What do you mean it's easier to control you? You mean immigrants tend to follow the laws and do what they're supposed to do? That's what so he's trying to imply that, oh, you immigrants are docile. But how is this lack of docility, how is this serving you? Oh, but you are trying to be a white supremacist. According to him, you are trying to be a white supremacist. How does he know this? You are literally, there's literally documents showing black people trying to integrate into white communities. They have a thing called white flight. Even Michelle Obama talked about that. White people are so racist, they would move when the neighborhood turns black, according to them. So white people are so racist, you would force yourself to go live with them. But they are not the one, you are not the one running away because the white man is bad. They are the ones running away from you because they say they cannot live with you. How did this become, oh, you immigrants, you want to be white? No. This is a shaming tactic they use because it works on they themselves. In America, it is a come up. Even for Black Americans, it is a come up. When they make money, they move out of what they call the hood. It's never the other way around. The people that stay in the hood get killed. You guys remember Nipsey Hussle? His father is Eritrean. He's Eritrean in LA. He wants, immigrant came, wants to fix the hood for the blacks. Look at what they did to him. Killed him. Killed him. All those rappers you hear about, where are they getting killed at? So you never hear a story where it's the opposite, to say somebody made so much money, they moved into a hood. No, that's not a thing. That is not a thing. It's the opposite. So now, are you saying you're jealous of blacks who are able to make it to move to the big house in the suburbs? I think that's what I'm hearing. So in the beginning, he loves all Africans, right? All black people. He professed this. This is what he said. But he doesn't sound like he does. He is upset that people are making it living in the suburbs. He is upset. This is crazy.
That's the difference, and that's why they want y'all over us. It has nothing to do with freaking laziness at all. Let me start walking down all the inventions that black people have done in this country that's innovated the world.
Please show us. So obviously the man is not making sense. So a black immigrant from Africa comes here. They got to worry about their working permit. They got to worry about their green card and all. So the Phil is telling us this person who has all these things to worry about, the brightest idea they would have is to say, you know what I want to do? I came to America. I don't have all this, rights yet, but I want to side with you white people. I don't know, whatever beef you guys have with black people, um, but I will support you against them. That's what he wants you to believe. An immigrant who came to America to better their life is sitting there thinking, worrying about the beef between you and white people. Hey, you so tough. You're not docile. The immigrants are docile, right? Don't you supposed to handle this business that you have between you and the white man so that the Africans and the Caribbeans, we can see it and learn from you? But all we can learn, all we are seeing is complain, and excuses. That's just the truth. That's just the reality. Africans don't have the time to be fighting you. I've never seen that. They just fabricated something out of thin air. Oh, Africans don't want us to have reparation. The white man who owns the money, go talk to him. Why waste your time? Is the African the one writing you the check? Go talk to the white man. Oh, I get it. Because the white man is going to laugh. Oh, the white man is going to give you crack pipes in return and say, there's your reparation. But you don't want to face the white man. You want to accuse other black people of siding with the white man. Tell us how they did this. Oh, by applying for green card? Hey, Mr. White Man, can I get my green card? Oh, that's a threat to you? This is ridiculous.
you getting a job as a doctor or a nurse or whatever, that's not innovation. You act like you coming over here and talking about those think you better. You act like you coming over here and coming up with new medical procedures that innovated the world and all of that. Like, and even if you did, that should be a great testament to black people globally, not where you come from. Yeah, look at me. Shoot, this is my country. Yeah, like, why are you separating yourself from black people? Y'all separating yourself every single time. It's not.
Hey, he's not jealous of your medical degree. What's a medical degree? It's not a big deal to get a medical degree. Shoot, I mean, I can choose to stop eating a lot and go sit in a class. Pretty soon I would get a medical degree. You know, how dare you be proud of having a medical degree? Huh? You spend so much time studying, dedicating your time and discipline. You got your medical degree. You know, anybody can get a medical degree. Pookie and Ray Ray can get a medical degree. Don't you know this? Okay, I just, look, I can get a medical degree. I just don't want to get a medical degree. Sounds like someone is jealous if you ask me. If you ask me, sounds like this man is jealous. You see now how he is trying to, belittle your achievement. Having a medical degree is a big deal, people. It is a big deal. But now he is trying to belittle this. You notice the things he is jealous about. These are the things he is highlighting. I know exactly what is happening here. I'll give you a story, an anecdotal story. I used to work with a guy, when I worked at the prison. So this guy, we would carpool sometimes, but the part of the country where I live, in the winter, every now and again, it would snow a lot. At this time, I had a sedan, a little Mercedes Benz, one of those, little, baby Benzes, European baby Benzes. It's like 190, 2.6. So I remember this day, it was snowing so hard. I was scheduled to work and I'm driving on my way to work. My phone rings and there's this guy on the other end. He's like, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm driving to work. He got upset. He's a Hispanic guy. He started getting mad. He's like, yo, man, you are the type of people that make people look bad, blah, blah. I was like, whoa, hold up. What are you talking about? He's like, in this snow, you are driving to work. I said, dude, I'm a grown man. I want to get paid. I can do whatever I want. I said, why are you upset? He got quiet. I know why. Because the man drove a Suburban, meaning a truck, a big truck, a Suburban. So he has no excuse not to come to work. He can't say it's the snow because I showed up in my baby Benz. So me coming to work, according to him, is making him look bad. But we don't have anything to do with each other. This man applied to the job. We knew each other from there. You think if I cannot pay my bills, I can ask him for that? No. But he knew they would say, oh, this man had a baby Benz. He showed up and did the work. What's your excuse? So the same thing in America, you're saying, oh, racism is because of my skin color. Now here comes this African who can barely speak English. They had to, go from step one to learn English, one of those little English classes. You walk your way all the way to speak English and assimilate and get a job. And your skin color did not stop you. So the people who were crying saying it's skin color, pretty soon they're not going to like you because the skin color argument will have to go out the door. So that's what you've witnessed in this segment. So Phil is mad at the Africans that have medical degrees because he's worried about what the white man thinks. The white man is going to say, man, it's not skin color. What about the Nigerians over there? What about those Nigerians, those Somalis, those Ethiopians? What about them? So he is upset at you for doing what you want to do for yourself. So when he says undermine, meaning you're coming to America, you're doing good, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to cry about racism like him, and you're not doing it. Just like the scenario I painted for you. This man is mad at me, and he wouldn't pay my bills. But he's mad because I'm in a baby Benz driving in the snow while he had a Suburban. So he has no excuse. Your Suburban is actually made for the snow. My baby Benz wasn't. But because I was determined to get to work, I'm a man of my word. If I say I will show up, come hell or high water, I'm showing up. And that's what I did. So Phil is not telling the truth here. He is just expressing his jealousy and grievance towards African immigrants. And now, since the only word he knows is white supremacy, so now you, the African, we are white supremacists because we're white supremacy collaborators. We love the white man, according to him.
Us, it's you. You started the division. Now, if you want to end that division, start interacting, start working together. But no, if you think you're better, and you think you're better because what? Well, we make more money, and it's how you make more money? And even if you are making more money, what is it to somebody else what you make? I'm just trying to ask some legitimate questions because you have to stand up against that ideology that's coming over here, and that's being allowed by immigration.
He's working his way, just like the other ones that ended up. You guys remember, they were upset, right? What did they do? These people are literally trolls. So they would troll and bait you. They don't understand the US immigration system. They would go and report people to Homeland Security. Now, that's their thing. They're going to snitch to the white man, the evil white man. They are going to report people who are American citizens, people who were born in America. So I bet you they sent the information to Homeland Security and they laughed. They're like, the blacks met their match. Can't you see the white people saying this? No, seriously. Can't you see this? I can see it. But people like Phil are the loudest voice in that space. He's over here. So now, since all the jealousy, he's covering grounds. They have medical degree. I'm not happy with that. They have Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab is way more organized than. Look, even our gangbangers in Africa are more organized. Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, they have military grade weapons. So all this is all jealousy. Not that I'm encouraging this, but the way he was saying it, doesn't it sound like he's jealous? Oh, look at Al-Shabaab with their big guns matching with their uniforms. Can't you see him being all hateful? These Somalis, kicking high knees with their AK-47s. I hate them. And then he goes to the Nigerians. Look at them. These Boko Haram people getting visas in Lagos, coming here, becoming medical doctors. He is mad. I can't even, I can put a finger on this. It's comedy. I get it. This is comedy. But I wanted you to see it for yourself. Because some of you probably saw it already. You got mad, but I'm here to break it down for you to see the things that, that weren't so obvious.
They vet these people. Because trust me, I've been to their countries, and it's been nothing but love and nothing but respect. Hey, brother, welcome home. Hey, that's all it is, man. Because if it was vitriol of ugliness, I would have told y'all, don't y'all go over there. I'd be the first one to tell you. So it's not like that in their countries. But when they come over here, it's like they fighting to assimilate a lot of them, not all, to assimilate in the white supremacy. And they thoughts is, well, you know, if I'm good with massa, I'm good. And so let me be against the black.
So the master-servant relationship is between them and white people, not other black Africans. We see this. So that's why another jealousy, he thinks, oh, these people are trying to take our masters away. No, you want to be under the white man, please have at it. Have at it. Let's see. FBNI just said, Afridamus, you're celebrating Gambian Independence Day today by acknowledging Black Americans. Yes, happy independence to the Gambia. But, you know, we still got to have the conversation with, you know, my Black people in America, because it's nothing but love, always love. Even the day that the white man decided to leave that country, look at it. The white man is still here, having his foot on the black man's neck in America. So since we have been free from the white man, I can help teach you how to be free from the white man as well.
America. But I'm warning you, that's a failed strategy.
He is warning you about your failed strategy. Hey, your medical degree, your engineering degree, your companies you're starting, all that's white supremacy. That is a failed strategy. Please don't do this. Let's hear what strategy would work for you.
It's a failed strategy, and you're going to pay dearly for that failed strategy in America. Why would you want to go that route when you should know the history of who we are? You know our history. You know. Our fight in America is the reason why the white supremacists got off your back in your own homelands to end colonization.
I knew it was coming. I knew. See, as soon as you guys said independence, the man got to the section. So it was Black Americans, in fact, who wrote a telegram to the Queen of England and said, hey, listen here. Listen here, you B word. You better let go of them Kenyans and them, you know, Nigerians and all those. You need to remove your people from there. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's like, you know, the Black Americans, you know, figured everything out. They were not under Jim Crow law, the white man. They were free. They were dancing here. They had Twitter and everything. We were colonized. But thanks to them, you know, because of their fight, the white man got scared. You know, the white man got scared and finally gave us our independence in Africa, you know, because without them, we would have never done it. This is ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous. People, look, when you see something ridiculous, it doesn't matter who says it, call it for what it is. This is silly at best. This man is telling you, you know, coming to America, following the rules, being a good American citizen is a failed strategy. If you, as an immigrant in America, what Black American is going to come pay your bills? You see the people crying about reparation. How can they do anything for you? They can't do anything for you, man. The man is crying, talking about, he is warning you. Please. This is crazy. Imagine a girl. Can you imagine if this man was a girl and he has a crush on you? I mean, you can run and go to West Hill. He would find you there. He would try every strategy. He will call your mama, your uncle, your grandma that's in the grave, everybody. This is crazy.
So if anything, y'all should say, hey, man, I want to make sure to link up with Black Americans, shoot, you know, so we could take some of this energy back to our countries and do what we do. But to say Black Americans are lazy, to call us a kata, to do all these different things that you're saying you're so much better. But yet when people is asking you, okay, if you're better, I'm talking about those who said it, if you're better, then why did you leave your country?
Because America has a lot more opportunities. So therefore, if I'm good in my country over here, I would be much better because of the opportunities. But you see, to him, no, 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 no. Why don't he write to Elon Musk and tell him to go back to South Africa? Tell him to go back to South Africa. Or all those foreign investors, all those, other, even the Nigerians and Ghanaians who are in high positions, or other Africans inventing things. Oh, they should go do that in their country. The logic, the thinking is so small. He thinks like he's a tree, as if he is stagnant. Humans can move wherever they want. We are human beings. We are not trees to say, oh, I just came out in the ground in this forest, so this is it until they chop you off and ship you. No, you're a human being. Humans are free to go wherever they want. So this is where the people you're talking about, us, this is where we want to come and show that we are better. Exactly. Not against anybody, but it's you versus you. You gotta face your problems, man. Can't worry about what white people are thinking or somebody else. Like Alexis Fowler said here, that makes sense. She said, I think he thinks this way because he's negative, and Africans he interacted with didn't like his spirit. Alexis, you said it best. You said it best. But he's not going to take personal responsibility. He's going to say, hey, you know what? It's not about me. It's about all Black Americans. He brings all Black Americans into it. He's not going to say it has everything to do with him and the way he thinks. But I have played many videos here so far for you guys to see the thinking process. Okay? For you guys to see the thinking process. It's not just him if you really think about it, but it's a dangerous way of thinking. It's not other people, it's him. He just needs to admit it. I can see him going to see some girl, and the girl is like, I'm into guys with six packs and muscles. Oh, this girl is racist. Oh, she's fat phobic. I can see him being that type of person. No, but she just told you what she's into. She's into guys who are muscular with six packs instead of beer gut. That's what she's into. But he's going to say is because, oh, you hate Black people. No, 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 not all Black people. I'm dealing with you directly. You are not what I'm looking for. I mean, imagine, you see how tiny those Ethiopian women are. Imagine him over there trying to marry one of them. Go figure.
And one thing I can tell you is that there are people in those home countries that's never going to leave because they love their country. They do very well in their country. Very, very well. And they will never, never, never walk away from it. Never. What I'm saying is, check yourself. I have to say this the best way I can. Check yourself. Don't go there with Black Americans.
He really honestly think he has voice over you. He can police you. He can talk to you any kind of way. You guys see a pattern here? You see why white people ignore this guy and people that talk like him? The delusion is beyond comprehension. He really believes he can police Black immigrants when you can't even police yourself. What's there to even police? So for some of you that fall for people like him, I hope you're seeing the truth here. You can't trust hypocrites. When Tariq, they themselves say Tariq is a scammer or whatever. But how come they didn't bat an eye to go support him. And they like to deflect. They say, oh, we were just talking about immigration and the Africans took it personal. Don't let them take you in that lane to have that argument, because that's not what it was. You know this, and I know this. I have listened to hours and hours of this conversation. So when they don't let them tell you, oh, it was just Tariq asking, how is immigration benefiting Black Americans? Yes, he did say that. But what else did he say? What else? That's what they're leaving out.
Warn y'all, Black immigrants, don't go there. It's a failed strategy. We've been here too long. We know the system. We know how the white supremacist is. We know how he gonna turn on you at the drop of a dime. He gonna turn on you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. And yes, I'm a person that believe in working with Black people globally, but I'm not gonna work with no raccoons either in our community. I will call out the raccoons no matter where they come from. And
If that's true, why aren't we seeing that? You're spending so much energy on other people. So if Black America, like you say, who you speak for, just have few raccoon, and you guys understand white supremacy so much, why do you need the help of a group of people who don't understand white supremacy? And what's in it for quote unquote Black immigrants? Because you said they are benefiting. So you're trying to convince somebody to fight against their own benefit. Does that even make sense? Like telling white people, trying to shame them to give you what you like. That's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. But he really believes he is warning Black immigrants. I'll let him tell you more.
we have too many raccoons importing to this country. Too many. And yeah, they need to go. I agree with that. We don't need no more raccoons here. We got enough to deal with even within Black America. I wish we can get them deported too. All the raccoons that come from Black America, they need to go with you. But let's stop all that thinking you better. You ain't better. You're not better. We aren't better than you either. Nobody's better. And keep that failed tribalism where you got it from. Because if it worked where you was at, you would still be over there. But leave me a comment, ladies and gentlemen, about this particular,
So pretty much he didn't say anything. As you can see, he's just here to give us his grievances. In fact, I want you guys to hear his book that he wrote. He wants quote unquote the raccoons deported, even their own raccoons. I wonder where they will be deported to, since they're Americans. But that's interesting. See the book that he quote unquote wrote. See the book.
situation. Like I said, I'm just tired of them clubhouse rooms, and I'm so sick and tired of these Twitter spaces that I'm hearing where just people just talking so greasy about Black Americans like we done them something. We ain't done you a thing. And we ain't done you nothing. That's why I take more issue with it. Because once again, we never colonized you. We're not stealing your resources. We're not shipping guns into your country to give it to freaking terrorists. We aren't doing anything like that to you. But yet the people that's doing that to you, France, people in Canada, UK, United States, all you white.
He said United States. I wonder, what country he is from. Let's see if he's going to tell us the truth.
Powers, right? That's harming your nations, that's controlling the government, right, in your countries. You cool with them, but you got smoke with us? Nah, that's a problem.
So, believe it, this guy just made all this up. He made all this up. So, just switch the color. Just switch the color, right? Remove the Black immigrant, and it will replace it with white and go look at his other videos. He just literally described you like, quote unquote, what he said the white people are doing. So now you, the black immigrant, you are over here to collaborate with the quote unquote white supremacists to take them down. So apparently Canada also is messing with you over there in Africa. So these Africans are coming here, trying to stick with each other, with their own people. How dare you go be with your family members? Why don't you just go find you some random black people in America? Just because you're black and they're black, and you guys can hate the white people together, come together as one. Don't even see yourself as American. The guy literally is trying so hard to not say he is American when he's benefiting from American privilege. But he's going to find a way to try to separate himself from the rest of America. Watch.
Colonization never ended in the white supremacist system. And as we see today, the colonization is in the mind. Now, those who have been enslaved and those who have been colonized, we're still dealing with the remnants of that through the colonization of the mind. Pick up my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, and we will help deprogram you from the colonization that was put upon you by generations and generations of white supremacy. You can pick it up today on Amazon.com.
So guys, you saw it. People are still colonized, because I'm noticing they do a couple of YouTube videos, then they want to write books. So I'm going to write my own book, ladies and gentlemen. How not to be tricked by race hustlers. That's what I will call it. How not to be tricked by race hustlers. So you guys saw it. The man is clearly delusional. So he came here to cry as usual. He complained to white people. White people no longer listen. Now you are the next victim, the Somalis and the Nigerians. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today for this breakdown of the Phil Scott video. By all means, make sure when you hear him say things like this, please, by any means necessary, make sure you leave your comments for him. And for black people that, just go for whatever information, I hope you've learned some information here with the breakdown. What he's saying, Africans don't go around thinking that, or saying, he's giving excuses. Oh, the white man wants to hire you because you're not a problem. Who wants to hire anybody if they're a problem? So he debunked the skin color talk. Because if the white man is going to hire a foreign a black person he doesn't know, but because the man is going to get the job done, the man is not hating on him, why wouldn't he? It's just common sense. Just common sense, ladies and gentlemen. That's all. But I want to thank you all for joining me today. I won't open the line today. I got to go do other stuff. But I got another video to analyze when Phil, was being a white supremacist, when he brought Renee Marcus on his show. But until next time, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and feel free to share as well. I will see you guys.
Entre más lejos, más feliz. Era un veneno y lo bebí. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Siempre se la peli esa actriz, pero ya vamos llegando al fin. Yeah, yeah. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia.